So this is really around the idea that, and I think we've all kind of felt it and been aware of it over the last few years of, I suppose, a real rise in the awareness of the difficulties that other people are having, the suffering of other people's, our shared experiences of hardship and hard times across the news and across social media, across all channels, really, stories of people's difficulties and how they are responding to and living within hard times are really kind of coming to the fore. And I think it's created a sort of a shared awareness of other people's need for support, what they might need to help them, and also, an awareness of different types of disability, different types of financial hardship that are affecting people. And then kind of with this, a rise in understanding of the need for these people, for us all to work together to sort of really support each other. And I think, digital is at the center of this. And there are some notable examples of the use of digital to deliver care and broaden accessibility to care to people in different circumstances. And, some obvious examples from the NHS, from GP apps to mental health apps like Headspace, a great example of how digital is being used to support people with a very wide variety of challenges that they're facing. I suppose, and then we kind of think about this in the context of business. And I think, again, businesses have a role to play in this kind of new context with this new understanding, or rise in understanding. And we can certainly see there's lots of good examples of businesses applying, I suppose, what used to be called accessibility, but is kind of accessibility in a wider sense of broadening access to information and broadening access to services. So through Microsoft's adaptive accessories, helping people with physical impairments be able to access digital services. A nice example from the podcast series American Life, who transcribed all of their podcast audio material into written material. So really kind of thinking about like a multi-sensory approach to deliver their content, as well as the companies like Speechly, who provide integrations for things like voice search. So just some examples we can see there, which we think work really well, of companies thinking about a multi-sensory experience and other ways in which you can encourage people to interact with you and your services. Some other good examples here. I think you can also think about accessibility in terms of making your experience as easy to use as possible and removing as much friction and stress from it as possible. And I think we could all ask ourselves, are the experiences that we're offering and delivering to our customers, are they designed to make their lives easier? Are they designed to be accessible? Or are we just adding stress to their life? So I think the onboarding process for the workplace software and also the example here of Duolingo, both really great examples of showing a lot of consideration for somebody's headspace, I suppose. And then sort of finally thinking about this from a brand point of view as well. So a nice example from Shopify, where they have really kind of put a lot of thought into the illustrations that they use to sort of promote the idea of inclusivity. And then on the left-hand side there, the Autistic Society, a client of ours, where we built in visual controls into the website so they could adapt the color palette to suit how they wanted to read it, with the awareness that, with people who have autism, certain colors and certain color combinations can be very uncomfortable. So just a few different ways there in which, if you as a business are starting to think about accessibility and broadening the idea of accessibility, different ways in which you can do that. And then finally, just one from us, we've invested a lot of time with this kind of, I guess, awareness that we've got in the importance of accessibility. And I suppose as digital practitioners, designers, developers, product owners, trying to remove our personal bias and our personal preference from the design and build process, and really kind of sort of instill a greater awareness of the different types of people and contexts in which people use our products and services. So looking to sort of to start to document some good practice here, really kind of develop a much sort of deeper sense of what accessibility is and what it can do. And I think, again, as a practical example, having guidelines like this in place, which everyone can access and everyone can buy into, is a really kind of actionable way to start to bring awareness of care and accessibility into the products that you build and you design, and ultimately, broaden access to your products and services, and make people feel, better, make them feel more supported in when they want to access you and do business with you.